So I noticed Chief Daniel Outlaw coming up here with her so-called group of people.
Yeah, I give me your, okay. Yeah, give me your report. It's just a chance for you to dedicate public servant job. You know. Yeah.
You know what?
Did you get the crud you got?
Anybody
last year?
Anybody would hitch
We
their
need to get her
fortunes
out
on
and
her
made it a little
bed.
better to Portland weather.
She's incredible. She's incredible.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, Uncle Bob.
You, Bill?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, did they catch the guy or they shoot the guy last night on 84? Do you know?
Yeah. I was watching it on.
Did they catch him or did they shoot him?
They caught him. They didn't shoot him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least that's not what they told me.
Yeah. Well, I know he was wanted for murder and in the chase he's shooting at police, so.
They called him. That's what the news said.
You laugh like that because you stand to stress that, right? I like
Good, how are you?
Hey, Outlaw.
This is it.
Outlaw. I heard about last night on 84. I'm glad that you guys were able to arrest him and not shoot him.
That was it.
That was good police work. I want to bring that up to you. All right.
I appreciate that. How come you didn't record that?
Huh?
How come you didn't record that?
Oh, I didn't want to go to jail. Only way to record on 84 is to get down on
No, I'm
there.
talking about just now. You just gave police a compliment. You didn't
It is recording.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, Dan. All right. What? I don't remember. Protest stickers. What time is it?
Oh, no, we don't have any extra copies. They have them downstairs in the IPR office.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Portland City Hall. This is the Portland City Council afternoon session of February 6th, 2019. Carl, I feel like we were just here. Could you call the roll and see if we changed it?
Here. Fish. Hardesty. Here. David. Here. Wheeler.
Here. First, oh, I'm sorry. Nick Fish is present. Nick Fish is in the house. Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Portland City Council. The City Council represents all Portlanders and needs to do the city's business. The presiding officer preserves order and decorum during city council meetings so everyone can feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe. If you participate in council meetings, you may sign up in advance with the council clerk's office for communications to briefly speak about any subject. You may also sign up for public testimony on resolutions for the first readings of ordinances. Your testimony should address the matter being considered at the time. If it does not, you may be ruled out of order. When testifying, please state your name for the record. Your address is not necessary. Please disclose if you are a lobbyist. If you are representing an organization, please identify. The presiding officer determines the length of testimony. Individuals generally have 3 minutes to testify unless otherwise stated. When you have 30 seconds left, the yellow light goes on. When your time is done, the red light goes on. If you are in the audience and would like to show your support for something that is said, please feel free to do a thumbs up. If you want to express that you do not support something, please feel free to do a thumbs down. Please remain seated in council chambers unless entering or exiting. If you are filming the proceedings, please do not use bright lights or disrupt the meeting. Disruptive conduct such as shouting or interrupting testimony or council deliberations will not be allowed. If there are disruptions, a warning will be given that further disruption may result in the person being ejected for the remainder of the meeting. After being ejected, a person who fails to leave the meeting is subject to arrest for trespass. Thank you for helping your fellow board members feel welcome, comfortable, respected, and safe.
Very good. Thank you very much. Carla, first up, items 109 and 110. Please read together.
109, transmit report to the City of Portland on Portland Police Bureau officer-involved shootings by the Office of Independent Review. And 110, amend contract with OIR Group for the review of closed officer-involved shootings and in-custody death investigations to extend term and increase maximum compensation allowed under contract by $60,000.
Very good. We'll start with Director Constantine Severe. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Constantine Severe, Director of the Independent Police Review Division of the City Auditor's Office, and I am here to introduce members of the OIR Group prior to their presentation to you on their latest report. The OIR Group members are Michael Giannaco, Julie Rulin, and Robert Miller. I won't belabor the introduction since they are not strangers to our city, and they have worked on police accountability issues in Portland since 2010. This report is their 6th report, and there was also a standalone report on the death of James Chassie that OIR Group completed in 2010. Portland City Code requires that IPR hire outside experts to conduct reviews of officer-involved shootings and in-custody deaths that are closed. The reports are required to be released on an annual basis. Over the course of their time at the city, OIR has eliminated a backlog of closed investigations that at one point stood at 20 cases, which interfered with the timeliness of the recommendations provided by these experts. Under their current contract, which only required them to review 11 cases, OIR has reviewed 15. Fundamentally, these cases, these reports that OIR has put out, represent the city's values of that all life is cherished, and that all officer-involved shootings and in-custody deaths represent a great tragedy that we as a government can learn from. In keeping with these values, the city has entrusted IPR with hiring national-level experts such as OIR to conduct their closed investigation reviews and their reports that are submitted to City Council and to the public. Since the first outside reports were hired by the city that were conducted by the Police Assessment Resource Center, PARC, there have been 11 outside reports, 7 done by OIR, 4 by PARC. Also, there have been roughly around 300 recommendations. The early PARC reports really focused on providing the nuts and bolts of the current accountability system. First, that all officer-involved shooting and custody deaths should be subject to not only criminal investigations, but administrative investigations. Back at the beginning of these reports, roughly a third of officer-involved shootings and custody deaths were not subject to an administrative investigation, which is the internal review that looks at whether the member's conduct was within the Portland Police Bureau's policies. Also, there was a need at the time, back in 2003, that all involved officers and relevant witness officers were interviewed, and that there needed to be better record keeping as to the course of the investigation and appropriate documentation as to what the Portland Police Bureau had done during these investigations. The recommendations by PARC and OIR have led to a significant amount of changes at the Portland Police Bureau. They've also led to more timely administrative investigations, the creation of the Police Review Board. They have also led to IPR serving as a monitor in officer-involved shooting cases and in custody deaths, the ability for IPR to review all officer-involved shootings and custody deaths, and their ability to improve the findings. These reports do not operate in a vacuum. They create opportunities for members of the public to leverage the facts gathered during these reviews and to also advocate for themselves, like several family members, I believe, will do later on today. One of the issues with the outside reviews has been that historically there was a focus on making sure that the Police Bureau was able to conduct adequate investigations of these officer-involved shootings and custody deaths. That really isn't an issue anymore. The issue, I think, with the most recent officer-involved shooting and custody deaths were when we have learned lessons of the city, have we retained these hard-earned lessons? Is there a way for us as an organization, as a city, to learn from these incidents, and if we do make critical lessons learned from these, is there a way for us to retain those lessons? OIR has made a number of recommendations that the city has taken up and the Police Bureau has taken up. Another lesson that we've learned is that it is not solely the Portland Police Bureau's job to follow up on these recommendations. There have been recommendations to IPR, there have been recommendations to the Bureau of Emergency Communications, and there have been actions that, even if it is to a particular bureau, whether it's IPR or the auditor or the Police Bureau, it also would require council's action. And there have been a number of times over the course of these reports where council has stepped up, such as removing the 48-hour rule, such as the change in the Portland Police Bureau's Deadly Force Investigations Directive. Ultimately, when we look at these reviews and these outside reports, they represent a call to action for us as a government to live up to the best values of our community. And that is only our job. OIR's job is to provide us with the recommendation. It is up to us to ultimately live up to our own expectations.
Thank you. And are you going to introduce OIR? Thank you.
And Julie and Michael Giannaco and Mr. Miller are.
Great. Colleagues, it's my understanding that OIR, they'll introduce themselves, of course, they'll lay out their report, but it's my understanding you're encouraging questions as you go. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mayor.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor, Council, Portland Public, and other city family members that are in attendance today, We appreciate the opportunity to be with you this afternoon. My name is Michael Giannaco, and I'm the principal with OIR Group. Seated to my right is Julie Rulin, who is also a member of OIR Group, and my colleague to my left is Robert Miller. I'm going to be asking Julie and Rob to participate in the discussion, and as the mayor indicated, we have some remarks that we would like to make, but if those remarks or at any point any council has a question, we would appreciate that dialogue and encourage it. We have, as Mr. Severe has indicated, we have been involved in reviewing